Salaki, that we didn't know when we were falling short. The Lord winked at our ignorance. Yeah, so you know, again, I'm Salaki. I don't know where we cut off, but you know, coming back to the Lord, proclaiming. This is all prophecy, right? All prophecy happening. So let's see, Deuteronomy 30, right? Verse 1, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, right? The blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, right? So you got Israelites worldwide waking up, proclaiming Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, proclaiming his statute, laws, and commandments, calling the sheep back to the fold, right? Calling the Lord's sheep back to the shepherd, right? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, telling them, come back to the statute, laws, and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? B'Shem Raka Kadash. And the Lord has driven us, right, to these nations, and now he's collecting. He's collecting, like it says, like a hen would collect her chicks. Slaki. And you know, for that seventh trumpet, right, when Yahweh comes, you know, and he'll gather the fold, he'll separate the wheats, the tares, the sheeps, and the goats. Verse 2, it says, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children will all, with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So it's important to command your children, right? I seen a beautiful video. You know, shout out to all the camps. It was a sister, and a sister was questioning her daughter and her son. You know, they probably like, I don't know, 10 or 12 or whatever. And asking them, her and him, just questions. And they were simultaneously answering the Lord, where he's, who's the chosen people, the color, all scriptures. Just beautiful truth. And the children was answering it. Right? So it's important that you teach your children the commandments, the scriptures, so they know the truth. So you know, when the deceiver, Shaitan, comes through, he can't deceive your children. You know, I think it's Martin or Malcolm X said, you know, a fool would let only a fool would let his children be taught by the enemy. You know, and a lot of us don't have the means to homeschool or you know, even homeschool, you're still teaching the children the curriculum, right, of the indoctrination, so to speak, right, of the system. So you have to enlighten them to the truth of you know, how the nation was built. When I say nation, America, right? Babylon the Great. How it was formed by slavery and blood shed, right, of the Israelites. And again, it's because we have gone off from the Lord. And that's why the Lord, the whole story, is found in the volume of the book. But again, the enemy has gone too far, right? Enemy, so-called white man, right? Esau, Edom, has said, raise it, aha, and fed our people to alligators, raped our women and men. They're just the vile, wicked, and I was gonna get that in Obadiah, border of wickedness, and the deceiver, right? So they proclaim to be a lamb, and they show themselves a lamb, but death, and war is in their heart, right? So it's important to teach our children that, because thus said the Lord and the Holy Scriptures, right? Verse 3, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God had scattered thee. Right? So that's what we have to do to get these curses reversed, right? It's very important. It's the repentance, the process, the purpose, right? The meaning of, it's like your reward. You run in a race to win first place, right? And, like the brothers say, it's a marathon, right? Now, so you gotta think to build, long term. You gotta, the scriptures say to, build. I can't call it right now, but you gotta think. You gotta meditate on coming into this and finishing building, right? Enduring. It says prepare yourself for temptations, right? So you got to prepare yourself to engage with the Lord. It says pray without ceasing, right? So daily, multiple times. Morning prayer, the Lord's prayer, right? Deliver yourself from temptation. The Lord's will be done. Fasting is important because you have to fast wickedness and demons. Your mind is desperately wicked, right? Thus saith the Lord. And you have to constantly read, right? Make a routine where you're reading morning, morning and night, preferably, at least, right? And living the commandments, and you're waxing stronger, like the house of David, right? Praying to the Lord that He take not His spirit, and that He use. This is His temple, right? He's created us, and that He fills His temple with His spirit, because you're a vessel, right? So if you put anything other than the Lord, then you're absorbing, vain, just like the Lord said, vanities of vanities, right? Now you can enjoy yourself and relax, because the scriptures does say too much studying is weariness to the soul, right? So you do want to relax and enjoy, and you do have to be conscious of what's going on, the wickedness that is going on, so you can rebuke. It says hate the evil and love the good. So you got to be able to walk circumspect. You have to know what's going on, and handling it wise as the serpent and harmless as the dove, as the scriptures say, right? Let's get this in Obadiah real quick. It says, Where is it? Rumors.